Hello, everybody. It's Ken Faulkner, and I'm here with the next episode of the Faulkner 5. The Faulkner 5, getting ready for Blade Show. That means 3 weeks are over, and we're into the final 2 weeks. Now, when I say final 2 weeks, what happens is I'm going through to Sunday before Blade Show, and then there'll be a few days. There'll be a few days there waiting desperately for that final day, get on that airplane. Oh boy, man, it's fun. It's fun. This the anticipation and hearing everybody else that's going talking about it, and you know, even when people say, man, they wish they could go. It, there's gonna be tons of YouTube coming out about it. I used to love to watch that stuff prior to actually getting a chance to be there. Just blessed to be able to go there. But it's still fun. It's still fun watching all this stuff. Even getting up to it, there's like some stuff where the vendors are coming out and showing their stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome, pretty damn awesome. And here's the three. The last one I carried this week. Let's get these guys to the side. Put them up here. And talk about the Shirogorov, the Shiro. It's easier to say Shiro than Shirogorov. Man, this is a nice knife. Sure, it is a flipper only. Sure, it is kind of like a bit of a trailing point. Very slight, though. I mean, even if I think it is. Let's get a straight edge and see if we can figure this out. I mean, it looks like it is, but it could be an optical illusion, right? Yeah, it's slight. It's kind of like some of those hollow grinds that are so shallow you can't really quite tell. But I'm seeing a little black there in between, so it is just a subtle, subtle thing. And some people really like that style knife. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got that Persian kind of look to it, and but this one is so subtle, and oh man, just the sweep of the blade. There's so many details in this knife, little details. Yeah, then they get into the weird hardware. I know it's just different. I mean, anything that's different you can consider weird, right? I do have a Torx bit right there, but yeah, lots of interesting things. Even the blade steel, this Chromax PM, I hadn't heard of it before I bought this knife, and it was many years of thinking, wow, everybody's talking about how great these knives are. Wouldn't it be nice to own one before I actually did buy one? California Custom Knife Show last year. That's a show that has a lot of big dollar knives, but you can still find a sprinkling of some affordable stuff. I went there with some cash, not as much as I would take to a blade show. I've only gone like one day. It's a 2 day thing, but I only go one day. But you could spend a ton of money, and there's some beautiful knives there, really, because it's a custom knife show. So there's a lot of custom knives. Now this isn't a custom. I don't know if they should even be called anything. I mean, I guess it's a small batch type thing. I don't know that you would call it a mid-tech. Maybe. I don't know. It is some amazing quality. So let's get into some of the details that I kind of saw before, but really didn't look at that closely. The milling around the pocket clip is really kind of over the top, and I hope my camera will focus in enough. You can see this milling up on top of the pocket clip. It's got this unusual shape. It's kind of like a triangular shape, but it's off center, so that the top end is like a little swedge here, and there's milling there. I got to catch it in the light so you can see it. It's subtle. There you go. You see it a little bit there. And then also you can notice that this clip sinks in to the handle scale. So if I lift it up, you can see it actually sinks down below the handle scale, so that when you're looking at like this, it's very low profile. It is really nice in the hand that way. They put this extra effort to mill out this little pocket here, kind of halfway between the lock bar and the scale, for that part of the clip that has the contact point. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe I'll get a flashlight here. I really need to get a better camera. There's a lot of things I need to better camera. Okay, you can even see some milling down in there. Hopefully you can see that. But you see the shape. It's only just like one edge of the clip. It's not the whole clip. It's just that top edge is what contacts your pants at the pocket, and it's down inside, so it makes it low profile when you don't have it in the pocket. But there's plenty of room underneath here, so it's not like you're pinching the seam of your pocket at all. It looks really nice. Even a little milling around the edges here. So all these little chamfers have some special milling put onto it. Really super nice. And then of course there's the relief for the lock bar, and it kind of fits into that whole area around the clip. Super nice. The screws here go all the way through. I haven't taken this one apart. It's so nice, and the action. Probably should lift this up a little bit so I don't hit anything. The action is just so smooth. There's zero grittiness on this. Zero. It is bearings, and you can tell when it drops, but it's not like it's a very light blade. It's very thin. Let's see what we got. Didn't break out the calipers, but we're talking under 1/8 of an inch. Very thin. It's a long blade. Let's see. I'm looking at maybe 4 inches. 3 3/4. Let's say. And all of it is like 4 inches of cutting length, because it goes all the way back to here. Now, sharpening choil doesn't really have a whole lot. That plunge drops down. There's not a lot of room there. I don't know. I carry it. I use it, but I'm not doing hard use with it. I am pretty gentle with this guy. It's just a very nice knife. But it's definitely great. It's a great carry. It feels really comfortable in the pocket. It's the ergos on the handle. Obviously, it's hanging out the back here. We've got plenty after the forefinger. Plenty of room. Lots of cool little milling features. Lanyard hole. Obviously with how much they put into this pocket clip, it's not going to be reversible. That would be a little too much. But I don't know. Maybe they have a left-handed version. I don't know. I haven't ever seen one, but I'm not, shopping around a lot. Now the steel insert on the lock bar just contours so nicely with the lock bar. It's got good lockup, solid. Got the Bear Chromax PM. What else? There's a spot here where it has that detent, where you break the lock, not break it, but I mean you get it past the lock, and then it gets to here, and there's a little detent. But it's not like a full detent. If you give it a little bit of a shake, it goes right by it. So it's interesting because you notice it, but it really doesn't take much to get by it. And what is really happening, and I could, if I took it apart, I probably would see all the inner workings of it. But what's happening is you get past here, and I'm going to put a little pressure here on the lock bar, because you get to that point, and it gets on this like ramp, because you can feel it as it closes. It goes out further. So here is where it's fully on onto the side of the blade. So there's a ramp, and it's just gradual ramp from here to here. About right here is where it ends. So across this part, it ramps up, and it's nice and smooth, just like this is just like a smooth knife. Very smooth, very sleek. Nice feature. The flipper tab, if you like push button, and everybody talks about push button and light switch, right? On these back flippers. The way this thing is designed, it comes down right parallel with the top of the scale here, and it's got good jimping here that keeps you on there. It grabs you. Nothing over here. And if you try to push button this thing, you kind of get nailed by that little pokey part there. But I don't think that's something unintentional. I think they intentionally want you to kind of have this whole thing where you come off here and just flick it. So if you're not even thinking about it, you put your finger there and you just kind of slide it out until it goes. And it is very comfortable, really. Even with that jimping and all that, it's not a real hard detent, but it does snap. It's very, very, very difficult to fail. Even though I'm thinking about it and trying. I think if I was getting it to fail by going upward like this. Even there I didn't. And then a lot of that has to do with the bearings. I think this is, should have looked back into it, but I think this is double row. But it's just so smooth that it's just really, if I try to push it a little bit, but there you go. So I got it to fail. But I mean, who's going to sit there and be like that? Any regular flip of it, especially since you're on here, you're kind of putting pressure, and then you slide off, and then it flicks. It's almost like a detent in itself, because this is so contoured to the scale that you kind of have a little pressure there, and then it slides off, and it flings out. It really does. Yeah, just there's a lot going on here, and I know these are expensive. I think I paid about $600 for this guy, but man, there's a lot going on there. And I really got to enjoy it over the week. It cuts excellent. I guess I can get some paper. Hang on a second. All right, I'm back. I mean, it's smooth, and so is the cutting. The cutting is smooth. It's just so. No, now I'm doing a bad job. But you get what I'm saying. Even all the way out to the point, it's still sliding through. Really nice. Really, really nice. So, all in all, it's not really my style of knife. But it is very, very nice, and I really enjoy having it in the collection. I enjoy carrying it. I probably wouldn't, I'm more of a drop point kind of guy, and so the couple things that are not really me are the little bit of a swoop of the blade, and then it's a flipper only. But there's so many other things about it, especially the smooth action. That's probably the star of the show. And you see, I get that little kind of, and it took a while to kind of get used to it, because you can end up coming back and locking it back out again, trying to get past that detent. But you get this kind of little thing where you just kind of do a little quick little like thing like that, and it goes right over. It's so smooth. And yeah, anyway, all kinds of good stuff about this knife. Couple little things for me, but maybe if you're somebody that does like the trailing point, or you do prefer to flipper only, and so many nice things about it. Such quality. Maybe at some point I'll get another one. It was really about just having one in the collection. This is one of the lower end ones, really, because you can get much more fancy ones. And maybe at some point, because it is that good, I might actually do that. So here we are. we're looking forward, finishing off the third week. We had the first week with the CRK Evo 3.0. We had the Chris Reeves Inkosi. Speaking of Inkosi, if you don't watch Barefoot Bruisers, he's been doing some reblades on a couple of Inkosis over the last couple of weeks. You should definitely check that out. I love watching his stuff and the way he explains what he's thinking about and the reason why he does things. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm an engineer and a designer and stuff like that, and I love all that stuff. But I really enjoy it so much. But I would recommend it highly. Put this guy like the rest of them. So we got week number 4. That means only 2 weeks left. Very exciting, and also exciting because this is the one. The Mac 2. McNeese Mac 2. So I'll be carrying it this week. Great detent on that thing. It's a little bit stiff. It may be a bit much for some people. I don't know, but I love it. It just pops out once you get it. Once you break it. There we go. I'm breaking things again. So very excited. I can't wait to be showing you this one because that'll mean that there's only 1 week until that last few days before Blade Show. All right. So anyway, that's it for today. And definitely we'll be back next week with this one. And I got some more videos coming up this week, filling time till Blade Show. Then I can finally, I'm just super excited about being able to get some new knives in. Not buying knives is hard for me. Probably a lot of you feel the same way. And so I can't wait to buy some knives and to bring them to you and show you on the channel. All right, guys. You have a good one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.